Hi, my name is Mark and today I'd like to tell you something about a game called Fromage. I got Fromage for review from the publisher Road to Infamy, thanks for sending a copy. And this is a rather light Euro game for 1 to 4 players. And in this game you are a manufacturer of artisan cheese at the beginning of 20th century in France, and you will make cheese and you will try to score as many points as you can. This game of course includes a solo mode. Now I will tell you quickly how to play the game, what the game is about, how the gameplay looks like, and then I will tell you what I like and what I don't like about Fromage. So in this game you have this round board divided into 4 different quadrants, and you will produce and you will create cheese and you will place those cheese on the round board. Each player starts with 3 workers, because this is basically a worker placement game, and 15 wooden cheese tokens. And you will try to place those cheese on the board and score as many points as you can. The trick is that there are 3 different types of cheese. You have soft cheese, hard cheese and blue cheese. And all those cheese can have different age, 1 month, 2 months and 3 months. So different spots on the board require a specific type of cheese and specific age of cheese. In this game, each turn you will sit in front of one of the quadrants. So when you play the game, each player should sit in front of one of the quadrants, and all the actions that you can take, you will only be able to take on the quadrant in front of you. At the end of the turn, you will rotate the board. And each turn you can basically do 2 things. You can either or. You can place a worker on the board to gather resources, and we have 4 types of resources. We have order cards. They look like this, and order cards, you can fulfill those like orders on those cards by producing a specific type of cheese, and at the end of the game you will score points. The more order cards you have fulfilled, the more points you will get. Then you have fruits, and fruits are required in this game to create a specific type of cheese on the board. Some cheese require fruits to use. Then you have cattle, and you can use cattle to produce additional cheese each turn, and you have structure tokens, and those structure tokens are used to build buildings on your player board, because from the main board each player has got a player board, really well nicely illustrated, and on this board you have space for all those resources, but also you have those buildings that you can build during the game to unlock special abilities and bonuses. So you can place your worker on the board to gather resources, and you can place a worker on the main part of your quadrant to produce cheese. And that's basically it. 2 workers, 2 actions you can take. You will not always be able to take both those actions, because you will not always have 2 available workers. Because the main thing is that the more resources you want to get, or the better cheese you want to create, the more turns it will take for your worker to return to your play area. Because when you place a worker, the worker can be either, depending on the space on the board, rotated to the left, it can be rotated to the top, or rotated to the right. And at the start of each turn, after you rotate the board by 90 degrees, you will get back those workers that look in your direction. So if you place a worker on a spot and it looks left, then after 1 turn it will look up, after 1 turn it will look right, and after 1 turn it will look at you and you will take it back. So you have to carefully plan how to place your workers, and the same goes with resources. The more resources you want to get, the more time it will take to your worker to go back to your play area. So you have to plan carefully, because if you place all your workers on the best spots, then next turn you may end up without any workers and you will not be able to perform any action. And as I said, the board rotates after each player does what he or she wants. You rotate the board by 90 degrees, new quadrant becomes available in front of you, and you perform actions on this new quadrant. And we have 4 quadrants. You place cheese on them and they score for different things. You have 1 quadrant that works like area majority. You have a map of France divided into regions. Each region has got a trophy, and at the end of the game the player with most cheese in each region gains those trophies and they will score points. There is another quadrant on the board where you have to You have different spots for the cheese, like a grid, and you have to place them adjacent to each other, and the more cheese of your color is adjacent, the more points you will get. Then another quadrant, you have tables, and you can place 2 cheese on each table. The more tables you fill, the more points you will get. And the last quadrant, you have shelves, 6 different shelves, and your goal is to place cheese on as many different shelves as you can. Apart from those quadrants, you will get points from order cards, as I mentioned earlier, for the fruits that you use during the game to create a special cheese. And for some structures can also give you additional victory points. When someone uses all 15 cheese tokens on the board, each player plays the same number of turns and the game ends. The game has got a solo mode as well. On the back of each player board there are automa boards, and automa has got 4 different difficulty levels because you have 4 different player boards. And playing solo is really easy. You always play your turn first. After your turn you take 1 card from automa, and automa tries to place the cheese shown on the order card on the quadrant in front of you. If it can, it will place the cheese token without any workers, it will just place a cheese on a cheese spot on the table. If there is no spot with the required cheese, automa, the bot, will take the order card and it will score points for the order card at the end of the game. So this is really easy. Take a card, reveal a card, place a cheese. If it cannot place a cheese, you give the card to the bot. At the end of the game, automa scores points for the order cards it gathered, and when you remove the wooden cheese token from automa board, below each cheese there is a number, and those are the points automa will score. So the more cheese automa will place on the board, the more points it will get. Very easy. And there's also additional variant in the rulebook for solo or multiplayer, where you have those buildings that are on your player board. You have a lot of building tiles and you can draft those tiles, so you can place even more different buildings on your player board than those that are printed on the board. So basically this is how you play Fromage. And what I like about this game, that it's really easy to learn, it's quick to play. It will take about an hour to play this game. And the best thing about this game is that no matter how many players there are, the playtime is more or less the same, because you play this game simultaneously. I mean, after you rotate a board, each player performs actions in the quadrant in front of them. So you do it at the same time, you don't have to wait for other players to finish their turn. Each player performs the actions, and then you rotate the board and you perform another turn, and you turn the board and perform another turn. So no matter if there's 1 player, 2, 3 or 4, each player performs the actions at the same time. This is really awesome. The rotating idea of the board is really cool. I have not seen it, I think I haven't seen it in other games, because it's very important how you place your worker and what color of worker you place on the board, because each worker can produce or create a different type of cheese, and sometimes you may want to make the best cheese that will give you most points, but then you will lose your worker for the next 3 turns because it will not be available. So there's always a balance if you want to place workers anywhere and retrieve them really quick, or you want to make best cheese but you will have to wait more turns for your workers to return to you. This is really clever. The game looks really nice. The art reminds me of, it's like fits the theme of 20th century France. So simple rules, enjoyable gameplay. The solo mode works really well and it's quick to manage. Simultaneous play, rotating board. The game is very modular because all those quadrants on the board, you construct the board like a puzzle at the start of the game. So each time you play the game, they will be placed in different order. So you have the player board are asymmetrical. You have those building tiles in the box. So it's quite varied each time you play the game. The setup is always a little different. And what are the cons of the game? I would say that this is a really light and not complicated Euro game. So if you're looking for something complex and if you would like to manage or run a 20th century French cheese company and you want something in the heaviness of Lacerda games, this is definitely not a game for you. I would say this is a perfect game to start a board game night or when you have less time to play something, or a perfect game to play some, you know, French music in your speakers and have some wine, have some cheese and play the game. So this is a light game. If you're looking for something complex, maybe this is not for you. Another thing is that the rotating board, maybe for some people it may be a problem. I don't know. For me it works really well. I always play on a neoprene mat, so rotating the board on a neoprene mat is not a problem. But I can imagine that rotating the board on a wooden table is also not a problem. Of course, in the Kickstarter edition of the game, because there was a Kickstarter edition, there was this lazy Susan plastic like gadget that you can put beneath the board and it makes the board easier to rotate. But for me, the retail edition works just as good. And I would say the replayability in this game is not that super high. Of course, this is quite a light game, but each time you play the game, you will do the same things more or less. You will place cheese on the board and you have those 4 quadrants and you will try to score as many points as you can. There are not that many modules in the box or things that can change or modify the gameplay each time you play it. But there is an expansion, or a standalone expansion should I say, called Fromage. It's not released yet because it was on Kickstarter this year. And this like standalone expansion can be either used as a separate game, so you can buy Fromage and play it just as Fromage, or you can combine it with this game, and the mechanics and the rules of Fromage are, I would say, more or less the same. Again, you get a new round board with 4 different quadrants, new building tiles, new order cards, but you can mix and match all those tiles if you have both games. So when the Fromage will be released, then the replayability of those 2 games will be much higher, because you can take 2 quadrants from Fromage and 2 quadrants from Fromage. You can mix them and place them in random order, so the replayability will be much higher. I have to say that I enjoyed Fromage really good. It's a nice game, it's a light game, looks good, plays fun, the solo mode is quick. I think it's a perfect game to play with some people that are not really into very complex and difficult board games. I can imagine playing it with my 9-year-old daughter as well, or my mom. She likes board games but not so complex ones. But even for me, you know, a seasoned gamer who likes heavy Euro games, I had a lot of fun with this one. And the game is language independent. Apart from the rulebook, there is no text on the board and on the cards and on the player boards. So if Fromage was not released in your country, like it was not released in Poland, you can easily get the English edition or maybe a French edition if you want and play it, because basically this game is language independent. So this is my opinion on Fromage. Let me know in the comments if you played this game. Let me know in the comments if you like France or if you like cheese. Maybe you have backed Fromage. Write a comment below this video. Visit me on different social media. All the links are in the description. Subscribe to my channel if you like this video, and thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.